ومواليهم وشيعتهم أجمعين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم وقتلتهم وغاصب حقوقهم ومنكري فضائلهم ملعونين. Amma ba'd, for the happiness of Hazrat Zahra Marziya, for the enlightenment of the graves of Yawm Marhumin, of the graves of the Shuhada, Ulama and Siddiqeen, for the safety of the followers of Ahlul Bayt around the world, for the quietening down of the brothers at the front and the sisters at the back, and for the safety and the hastening of the reappearance of Hazrat Baqiyatullah al-A'zam Marwahun al-Fida. Please recite your loudest salawat. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who is Rahman and the one who is Rahim. The one that has given us the opportunity once again to observe another day in the holy month of Ramadan. Now everyone tells me that all that I've been saying this whole week about, being quiet, staying quiet, on a Friday will all go out the window because that's when the talkative people come. Now, two options really. Either we prove them wrong, or, they're right. So the theory obviously will be tested today, whether or not talkative people come more on a Friday or not. But as you can probably hear, they're probably telling the truth. I will try as much as I can to try and talk over the babble and present what I wanted to present today, inshallah. We've been talking about the daily du'as, but as a precursor to that, we've been looking at what goes wrong when we do du'a. That what is it that is fundamentally broken in our du'as that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not answer them? What is it that we have done? What is it that we have done wrong, or that we are doing wrong? That when we raise our hands and we ask and we pray and we beg, why is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want to answer our du'as? What is it that we lack? And as a result of that lack, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has somehow muted our voices in front of Him. Because very often we pray and we constantly, metaphorically, bang our head against the wall. But, we never seem to get anywhere. It's just the same thing over and over. We're in that same problem. And one of those reasons is that we don't progress. We just constantly do dua. We constantly pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but without actually concentrating. And there's a number of things that we've mentioned over the last few nights, which have shown, or that should highlight to you, that there are small adjustments that we can make. And today I wanted to have a look at Dua Abu Hamza al-Thumali, if I could pull it up, because I've just realized that I've left the paper that I'd written my notes on for it, ironically, away somewhere, but I have it here. Fear not. Okay. So in Dua Abu Hamza Thumali, the fourth Imam, and Dua Abu Hamza itself, I mean, I've been going on about it, and I don't know how many people actually listened and, went and picked the dua up and had a read. But, the dua itself is very powerful. It starts totally differently to all other duas. Most duas, they will start off with Allahumma. Dua Kumail. That Allahumma inni asaluka bi rahmatika allati wasi'at kull shay. So Dua Kumail and all the other du'as, they start off with this concept, Allahumma, that we're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by what? Ask for our sins. And I said that is the standardized way of doing dua. Dua Abu Hamza Thumali turns it on its head. Because the dua itself is a conversation between lover and beloved already. That is there, even though there is distance between them, even though it may have been some time, but as the lover and the beloved are reunited, it is as if they have never been separated. And so when Dua Abu Hamza Thumali starts, it starts totally differently. Ilahi la tu'addibni bi'uqubatik. Straight away, it starts with a dua. Says, Ilahi, my Lord. And Ilahi is not just my Lord. No, it's Ilah, the Lord that I believe to be worthy of worship. Or Ilah means that Lord that is worthy of worship. Ilahi means my Lord that I believe worthy of worship. Ilahi la tu'addibni bi'uqubatik. Straight away it comes onto that personal level. Straight away I'm asking Allah, oh Allah, do not punish me. Or the way a parent back in the day would, give a little tap, or a little bit more sometimes. Depends how they were feeling. In order to discipline a child, in order to bring a child into the line to be able to understand that what they're doing is wrong, what they're doing is outside of the boundaries. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does something similar, which we've explained before. That do not discipline me through your punishment. A plot. This is by far one of the most scariest concepts that we have in regards to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The heel of Allah, the plot of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the Holy Quran, He says, Makaru wa makar Allah. That's they plan and Allah plans. And surely Allah is the best of planners in regards to the kuffar, because the will of God is such that He can make the actions of His enemies form part of His will. They think that they are doing it for their own benefit. They think that they are partaking in an action, killing a ma'soom, doing something as for their own benefit. What they don't realize is through the killing of that individual, they not only seal their own fate, but fulfill the order of God. It's a difficult concept, and inshallah we can try and analyze more of it in the all-nighter, those that are interested in that idea. But the heel of Allah, so it works very differently in our case. Years go by, and I look back at my life, and I think to myself, one day, if Allah gives me the ability to realize, that's the important part. If He gives me the ability to realize and to wake up. Because years go by and I just do the same old half attempt at following religion. I do that same type of thing just over and over. And so then, some years go past, and if Allah gives me to tawfiq, to wake up, to realize, and then I start to think back at my life. And I think, there was a time when I would recite Dua Kumail every Thursday. Yeah? There was a time when I would recite Dua Kumail every Thursday. Or I would recite Quran every day. Or I used to come and listen to the lecture. But I don't know what's happened as of late. For the past 6 months, however much I've tried, I can't seem to make Dua Kumail. Work gets in the way. Or I can't recite Quran because I just don't get enough time because of the children in my life or my work or the various things. And so I don't get the chance anymore. Or I used to be able to listen to the lecture, but what happened is I haven't been able to come to the masjid for so long that when I see all my friends, I need to be able to talk to them. Thus, I do not listen to what is being said. 3 examples. And you think, but why is that? Why have I been distanced from the masjid? Why is it that these other things have got in the way? Why is it that I can't recite Dua Kumail anymore? And then when we analyze it, we realize that it wasn't just overnight I stopped reciting Dua Kumail. It wasn't overnight that I stopped listening and started speaking. It wasn't overnight that I just put away the Holy Quran. No, it was a gradual slope. It was a gradual moving away. I didn't realize it. But now that I think about it, it makes sense. Thursdays, I wanted to come that first Thursday. I got tired and I thought, maybe next Thursday. The Thursday after, work got in the way. The Thursday after, I was tired again. And then slowly, I started slipping away where now I'm in a point where 6-7 months, I don't really feel that urge to recite. I don't feel that urge to pick up the Quran. I don't feel the urge to listen. And this is the heel, the plot of Allah. That I did something in my life that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took away. It's not me. It's not my choices. Rather, it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not to come towards him. And the plot of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is explained further in this section of Dua Abu Hamza Thumali, where the Imam says, اللهم إني كل ما قلت قد تهيأت وتعبأت وقمت للصلاة بين يديك وناجيتك. My Lord, whenever I thought I was prepared and ready and rose to pray before you and to confide in you. So this is in reference to something like Salatul Layl, where a person rises to speak, to raise their hands, to confide in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ألقيت علي نعاسا إذا أنا صليت. You cast sleep on me when I prayed. Started feeling tired. You know what? I'll start from tomorrow. I won't do this today. I'll do it tomorrow. ألقيت علي نعاسا إذا أنا صليت. وسلبتني مناجاتك إذا أنا ناجيتك. And you prevented me from confiding in you. I wanted to do dua for something. I had some sort of problem in my life and I wanted to do an a'mal for it. But I became tired and wasn't able to do so. Mali. Now the Imam says, why? Mali kullu ma qultu qad salihat sarirati. Why is it, my Lord, that whenever I feel that my inner self, I felt content with the goodness of my core. My inner self was becoming good. I thought I'd become a good person. وَقَرَوَ مِن مَجَالِسِ التَّوَّابِينَ مَجْلِسِ. And I started to view that my gatherings were becoming the gatherings of the tawabin, those that remember you constantly. عرضت لي بلية أزالت قدمي وحالت بيني وبين خدمتك. She says, my Lord, that a sin would occur. I would do some sort of haram. I would commit some sort of sin that would cause me to stumble. I was feeling, do you remember that example I was giving you of that pool of water, that in Shahr Ramadan, our soul is like a pool of water, all this rubbish floating around in it, all this jealousy, this pride, this, desire to eat, desire to talk, desire to, be disrespectful, all these various things that are there. And in Shahr Ramadan, it sinks to the bottom because we're coming to the masjid regularly, we're restricting it. Our kids aren't messing around as much because we're not feeding them so much haram, because they're restricted in that sense. And so there's all this sort of stuff. And many times, by the way, bad behaved children and things like that, the effect, look towards their food. What is it that you fed them? Because the effect is manifest in their akhlaq, in their attitude. What is it that, or where is it that they've been eating? What is it that they've been eating at school? What is it that they've been eating? Because many times, there's so many different things that are out there in the market. You don't know whether it's halal or haram. You consume it, there's no sin. But the effect is there. The effect in their behavior, in their attitude, in their laziness, in whatever, their inclination to the religion is manifest in what they have been eating. If you all of a sudden find that they've sort of decided they don't want to be religious or behave anymore, ask them, what is it? Look at the sweets they're eating, look at all the other treats they're eating. Where has the haram infiltrated from? Or then look at the examples that I gave previously in regards to how we earn our money. Is that money haram and we're buying and we're feeding and thus raising this nation? So it says a sin would occur and cause my feet to stumble. So in this month, all that sediment goes to the bottom. Something happens, it all comes to the top. Now I've become reactionary again. I've become overly emotional. I've become angry. I've become, all of these various, because someone's just disturbed that pool of water. And I wasn't really rooting out the rubbish. Rather, I allowed it to settle to the bottom. And so you deprived me of from your mercy. And now the supplicant comes to a state of realization. Sayyidi, la'allaka an babika tarattani. My Lord, let it not be the case that you have expelled me from your door. He says, maybe you've expelled me. وَعَنْ خِدْمَتِكَ نَاحَيْتَنِي. And you have removed me from your service. And then the Imam lists 10 reasons for why a person would be removed from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أو لعلك رأيتني مستخفا بحقك فأقصيتني. Maybe it is because you observed my disregard over your right on me, thus you have distanced me. The greatest right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do I do the trivia thing now? Test who's been listening. It was 3 lectures ago. 4, if I'm not mistaken. The greatest right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as spoken about by Imam Sajjad in Rasalat al-Huquq, is at least somebody's listening. The greatest right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that the Imam says is that He should be worshipped in a way that no partners are ascribed to Him. There's no shirk. The greatest right of Allah is that He should be worshipped with no shirk. So there isn't this, I start my salah, Allahu Akbar. Oh, that's where I left my keys, or after I'm going to do this, and I can't believe she's wearing that in Salatul Jama'at, when my mind should be focused. So that shirk al-khafi, that hidden shirk, it manifests like that. That my mind goes to something other than Allah. I think about something other than Allah, or I pray in order to please the people. I say things so that the people begin to like me. And when someone does that, I disregard the right of Allah, I sin, I turn away. I don't think about Allah. I don't put Allah at the forefront of my actions. When I put Allah at the forefront, then I have nothing to regret. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala witnesses my actions, and I go forward with those actions, with that intention. أو لعلك رأيتني معرضا عنك فقليتني. My Lord, maybe it is because you saw me headed away from your path, thus you have withdrew from me. You have removed me, or thus you withdrew me. You removed me from that path because you saw me constantly going away from your teachings. You saw me turning away constantly from your teachings, from your path, from your orders, from your commands. Thus, you withdrew me. You took me out of the service. You said to me that I'm going to remove him from them. Maybe it is because you found me amongst the liars, amongst those people that attribute lies or tell lies. And we spoke about this, the nuances of lying, white lies, regardless. He is the one attributed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the Imams. And so this is why many ulama would like in joking, they would not recite or speak or lecture while they were in the brothers that want to carry on talking in the middle. If you wouldn't mind, just carrying on talking. If you wouldn't mind not talking, if you do want to talk, I don't mind. Just go outside and talk if that's okay. It's kind of distracting me. So there were certain individuals, certain ulama that would not speak while they were fasting until after iftar, because saying something or attributing something to the Holy Prophet or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or someone asks, is this riwayah sahih? And they say yes, and it turns out it's not, the fast is batil. It's invalid. So is the meaning of this ayah this, or is this ayah is it meant like this, or this ayah, was it revealed? And they say yes, so they give a wrong interpretation, attributing a lie to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the worst of the lies. So says, maybe you found me in the position of the liars. The third reason that the Holy Imam gives for removing a person from Allah's service is that it is maybe because you found me to be amongst the liars. Some people are compulsive liars. Some people are, they just can't help but lie. You say, did you do this? No, I didn't. Well, maybe I did. Yeah, or they'll be like, hey, did you see that? There was like a bear. And they were like, really? No, I'm joking. And you see, we think that that's okay because it's a joke, but it's not. It's a disease. It's a disease that we have to try and take out from our souls. Slowly pick out and find. And every moment that we find it, we try and pull it out from the soul. The fourth one, and then inshallah the rest we'll look at in the next couple of days. I'm here with you until Tuesday, and then after that, I'll try and cover as much as I can until then. So then, and then the Imam says that أو لعلك رأيتني غير شاكر لنعمائك فحرمتني. That maybe, my Lord, it is that you found me not thankful of those blessings that you placed upon me, thus you have deprived me of them. By not thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for what He gives us, He deprives us of those blessings. Sometimes slightly harsher, slightly bigger blessings than we would expect. We don't thank Him for the ability to pray, so He takes it away. We don't thank Him for the ability to wake up at the time of sahar, not like a zombie, so He takes away that ability and we wake up like zombies, or sometimes we don't even wake up. The time of sahar is so important. So much is on offer. People are like, just wake me up 5 minutes before. I'll just have water, that's all I want. Okay, you don't need to eat anything, but stay awake at the time of sahar. Like you don't get it. The fact that we don't want to eat anything is because we don't want to wake up. And you see, the Ahl al-Dunya, you'll all remember from last year's lectures, especially the youth, Ahl al-Dunya possess certain traits. What are they? Mohsin, I'm looking at you. Calling you out, bro. You gotta help me here. Someone's got to remember. They eat too much, ahsant. They sleep too much, ahsant. They do complain a lot. They eat too much, they talk too much, they laugh too much, they sleep too much. Very rarely are they satisfied. But what links here is that certain things that we do, they have an effect on us. So here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when we don't thank Him, Ahl al-Dunya, they're the ones that they laugh too much, they speak too much, they eat too much. Everything is in excess. And so they're distant from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we don't thank Him for the certain na'mat in our life, the ability to wake up, the ability to, pray, or love our sleep, because Ahlul Dunya, they love the sleep, so they don't want to wake up for the time of sahar. They don't want to wake, I need my 12 hours. Or my 16 hours. And as I told you before, I met someone who slept for 3 days. Once. I don't know how he did that, but he managed it. Amir al-Mu'mineen says that 6 hours is more than enough for any person. 6 hours. And then if you can train your soul to take less, even better. However, inshallah, the others will analyze tomorrow, because I want to look at the dua for today as well at some point. So the dua for the 11th day, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahumma habbib ilayya fihi al-ihsan wa karrah ilayya fihi al-fusuqi wal-isyan wa harram alayya fihi sakhata wal-nayran bi'awnika ya ghiyath al-mustaghithin. We say, oh Allah, inspire me to be good or do good in this month. by bestowing your favors upon me. Inspire me to stay away or to be repulsed from sin. Help me by granting me that amnesty from your anger and the fire of hell, O he who comes to the aid of the one who cries out. The first thing that we're asking for is the ability to do good. Be a good person. Allow favors to flow from my hands for me to do good to others. That if someone says salam to me, I reply to the salam. I don't think myself above the salam. I do good to people in a nice way. You know, I help them. Not like, hey, I'm here to help you, but what you did is wrong. You need to know that is haram. And so, not that type of good. And sometimes, you know, when we do amr bil ma'roof, you know, we tell people that they're wrong. We say, hey, you're wrong in what you're doing. And I'm pretty sure about that. Let me just go and confirm with Maulana though. So we already go and, you know, issue the ruling, become judge, jury, and executioner. And then we're kind of like, maybe, yeah. Could I just confirm what I said was correct? No, it wasn't. And so we we jump to those conclusions very quickly. And doing good isn't necessarily, isn't necessarily physically doing something. A smile, making someone feel happy, pleasing someone else, being selfless, all these things. Helping those mu'mineen that are maybe, in difficulties, helping your neighbors, but not in a way that they know it's you that's helping them. Rather, if you find someone that's poor and, they have that level of izzah and they don't want to, you don't want to put them in the awkward position that you're actually helping them, then just, there's many ways to go around it. It's for the children. Your zakat al-fitra that you give, you can give it to people in advance. People who actually are worthy of it, by the way. And, first and foremost, it starts from your family. It starts from the near ones in your family that may be living below the poverty line, that may be in that difficulty. So you start with them, and then you don't necessarily have to tell them, oh, by the way, I'm giving you my fitrah. As if I'm doing them a favor. Rather, I need to be, in a position where I give them the money, and then I myself, inside me, on the nights before Eid, I can change my intention to it being fitrah. Yeah? So there's various things that we can do. Like I said, helping the family first. Doing it for our marhumeen, doing good for our marhumeen. The marhumeen come on Thursday night. They came yesterday to the door, all the spirit. Alaykum salam. Recite salawat, please. They came to our homes yesterday, all our marhumeen. Not only me and you know what we gave them, what we sent back for them. They come as beggars every Thursday night. Our parents that have left this world, our relations, they all come like beggars at our door asking. The narration says that they beg to this extent. They say, even that piece of bread that you are throwing to the dog, give it in our name. Because this is how much we need. And the narration says that the best of you, khayrakum, the best of you, those that do the best good from amongst you, they possess three particular traits. Khayrakum are those, the best of you are those that feed others. The first thing that the Imam says. that the Holy Prophet says, that you feed others. That's one of the traits of khair. That a person begins to feed other people, and they do. It goes obviously back to that whole idea of the guests and stuff like that. We freak out when we have a guest, whereas we should be happy that we have a guest, because the guest is taking away all the difficulties from the house for us, bringing mercy into the house. But sometimes we freak out at the fact that there's a guest coming. Oh my God! But we shouldn't be so afraid. وَإِفْشَاءِ السَّلَامِ. They give salam first. They give salam in a loud way. And they reply to a salam. And we spoke about that a couple of days ago as well. That be the first one to say salam. Don't wait for someone. And especially the youth, that to say salam. We've come across this whole idea of, that now we don't want to say salam to anyone. Hay is just fine. Hay is what you feed horses. Hay is not a replacement for salam. As a Muslim, the way to do salam, to say salam, the thawab is there. The reply is wajib. And I should be the first to say salam. I shouldn't wait for this youngster to say salam to me. Or I shouldn't wait for the adult to say salam to me first. No. I should be the first to give that salam. The third thing that the best of people possess is that they pray. But they don't just pray. They pray when other people sleep. They pray that night prayer. They're the ones that pray Salatul Layl. Everyone else around them is asleep or busy doing something else. We find that in our lives. Like people around us, they're very busy doing. People are those that are focused on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That they do things in their life that you're at checkpoint. Go, go. Time's been reset. He needs a Gatorade. So he's done a couple of laps. So, in our lives sometimes, we get distracted. The best of people are those that stand in the middle of the night and they pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And going back to that original point, that there was times in my life that I could do it, that I witnessed the divine light. Inshallah, tonight I've been asked, when we at the Youth All Night, to go a bit more into this, into more depth in regards to spiritual purification and things like that. So inshallah, we'll look at that in more depth in regards to that divine light, and how that divine light manifests, and the visions that a person gets, these waking visions, the views that they see, all these things, inshallah, we could try and discuss a bit more. But the point being that all of khair, most of khair, most of the spiritual ascension, most of the proximity to Allah, most of the illumination of the heart, most of the opening of the eyes, it happens at the time of sahar. It happens when a person prays the night prayer. Because at that time, that illumination occurs. Because there is something that is there. So if I've been doing, I've been praying regularly this whole month, that's great. Up the game a little bit more. Add Salatul Layl. There has to be this progression. We can't just keep on doing the same thing for days, for weeks, God forbid for years on end. We have to go further. We can only maintain the level that we're at. And those that are avid gym goers will know that you need to always progress. Otherwise, you'll just stay stagnant and you won't really get any further. There's always a level of, I need to lift heavier, or I need to run more, or I need to punch faster. Yeah, because there's a desire not to stagnate. I don't want to just be the one that can lift 18, kilos on each arm. But I want to be a bit better. I want to be lifting 22. Or, do you guys understand kilos? I just realized. No, you don't, do you? All right. Well, there are 2.2 pounds in a kilo, so I'll let you work out the conversion. I don't want to be the one to be lifting, 22 kilo, 18 kilos. I want to be the one that's lifting 22. I always want to progress. I'm tired of having a 40-inch waist. I want to slim down a bit. And by the way, there is a direct correlation through slimming down and spirituality increasing. If a person focuses, reduction in the amount that is eaten, the increase in staying hungry, results in a dropping of weight, but at the same time, it results